Labour won't stop the boats. Labour won't stop the boats. You've been in power for 13 years. You're not stopping the boats either. Greetings and welcome and thank you. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. I understand I've been away for a couple of months. A lot of you may have forgotten about my videos, but I massive thank you for just clicking on this video and still wanting to know what I've got to say in the world. But yeah, I've been away for a couple of months. I haven't done any videos. As much changed. Still pissing down with rain. Tories are still a bunch of pricks. I've grown a beard in that time. I guess that's what's changed. Maybe my break away from Van Man Talks subconsciously has made me want to look more and more like the character on my profile page. Who knows? Or maybe it's just pure laziness. That's what I think it is, really. Pure and utter laziness. Now, Kevin, Eager Beaver, I'm going to give you a break for not pulling away straight away from the traffic lights because, you know, you've obviously got a learner in the car there. But yeah, I'm back. So yeah, a couple of months off, various reasons. The main reason financially, YouTube was just taking up too much time away from my actual business, the thing that puts food on my table, which pays the rent, which pays the electricity, and I had to do something about it, and I did. And the proof is in the pudding. The last couple of months I haven't been doing YouTube videos, and I had the best performing months of my business that I've ever had the last couple of months. So the proof is there. I need to strike up a balance. I'd love to quit and do YouTube full time, but you know, I can't rely on that. I have a family to feed. I can't rely on that income coming in. So, and I still enjoy making YouTube videos. So I need to try and strike up a balance. So maybe once a month, maybe. I'm still figuring it out, but I'll do something. The last couple of weeks, I've sort of dipped my toe back in. I published a couple of videos from previous live streams that I've had with right-wing YouTubers. Some of you like them. Some of you don't. I really enjoy them. I think they're worthwhile watching. I think it's really interesting. I love talking to people with different opinions. I love finding out why people, the reasons why people think like they do about immigration or climate change. They're the two that I put out. Rather than just blank arguments on Twitter and online with people, which are just absolutely futile. They don't do anything. They don't change anyone's opinion. I like talking to people and finding out, okay, so you think climate change is a scam. Why? I want to know why. You know, you think boats coming over is the #1 issue in the UK right now that's going to destroy this country. Why do you think that? And I find it fascinating. I want to know why these people think the things that they do. So you want to go check them out. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but I'll be putting one more out tomorrow because probably tomorrow because it's one where we find a bit of common ground, and this was the most interesting part of the conversation for me, really, where we disagree wholeheartedly, strongly debated climate change and immigration, but at the end of the video we actually found some common ground in some areas, and I find it fascinating. So I will just put that. It'll only be about 10 minutes, but yeah, I'm dipping my toe in. I'll work out some sort of balance of what I'm going to do with YouTube videos, but I still want to put one out, maybe just once a month. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, today I'm driving back to Brighton. I will talk about various topics, as always with these videos. I'll put timestamps down below of the different topics that I'll cover. But I've only just dipped my toe back into the news, really, because that's the other thing. I didn't just take a break from YouTube. I took a break from politics altogether for 2 months. I didn't look at the news. I didn't watch my favourite YouTube channels. A complete blackout of politics altogether. And done me the world of good. Fantastic. I'd recommend it to anyone, just to take a break completely. And it's interesting because it also, you know, you can get stuck in an echo chamber sometimes when you're switching on James O'Brien every single day and you're watching the same YouTube videos from your favourite YouTubers every single day. You can get in an echo chamber, and your brain becomes void of any other opinions, and it's good to just step back just take a break from your normal media source and just look at different opinions. And maybe I'll get into, because my opinions have changed on a couple of things during this time. Predominantly I'm the same as I always have, but yeah, so I got back for the first day that I started looking at social media and political news again. Was it was all this stuff with Gary Lineker, and I just thought, oh God, Jesus Christ, why did I bother even getting back into looking at the news when the biggest news story going on at that time was football pundit has an opinion? Wow. Everything going on in the world right now, war in Ukraine, people hungry and cold and not being able to pay their energy bills in this country right now, and this is the biggest talking point. Football pundit has an opinion. It's just mental. But yeah, today I'll get into that. I'll carry on with that, but I don't want to talk about that too much. But obviously, big on the news at the moment is immigration. It's Rwanda. It's Suella Braverman. You've got Jeremy Hunt's budget. So I'll talk about those. But finishing off with Gary Lineker, I mean, whether you think the guy, the tweet that he put, the government's language is very similar to that used in 1930s Germany, whether you agree with that statement or not is not the point, is it? Regardless, the guy has an opinion and he's allowed to air it. And this nonsense that just because you're a BBC employee you can't have an opinion. I mean, Jesus Christ, what world do we live in when if corporations and the state are now dictating to us what we can and can't say? It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And I find it so fascinating that it's all the media, the talk radios, the GB Newses and all the right-wing pundits that are calling for Gary Lineker to be sacked. When how many segments a year do talk radio do on cancel culture? It's got to be like 40% of their output, isn't it? They're constantly going on about how disgusting it is for people to get fired for a tweet. But they've kind of found this interesting way to be able to get away with being against freedom of speech. Well, he works for the BBC and he has to be impartial. Bollocks. When people on your side of the argument do it, it's fine. When bloody Alan Sugar, host of The Apprentice on the BBC, decides to air all of his politics, it's fine, isn't it? When he's putting pictures of Jeremy Corbyn as a Nazi during the 2017 or the 2019 election, can't remember which one, it's fine, isn't it? Because it's on your side. When Andrew Neil was incredibly vocal during Brexit about his opinion that he wanted Brexit, that's fine, isn't it? It's fine when you're doing it on that side. It's just absolutely mental. But anyway, my whole point was how ridiculous it was that everyone's talking about Gary Lineker, and then I spend 5 minutes talking about Gary Lineker, which is a little bit stupid. It's absolutely mental. But yeah, the recent budget and everything that the Tories are coming out with right now, the budget, the immigration stuff, the Rwanda stuff, is basically one big party political broadcast right now, isn't it? I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. They know they're in the shit with the polls. So they've got Rwanda policy and immigration policy and stop those boats to appeal to their knuckle dragging right wing side of their vote. The budget that's just come out is there's a lot of stuff with pensions that are going to help out the wealthy. Sorry, so terrible my use of language. I don't know the exact ins and outs, but I know from people that are quite well off, there's some good stuff in that budget to do with pensions for those that are richer, which are going to help. What's going on here? What are you doing, mate? Are you stuck? What's going on? Oh, bleeding neck. What? You're not even broken. Is anyone there? I don't know. Sorry. What was I saying? Yeah, so there's a lot in there that's going to get the wealthy side of the Conservative vote back on board. Interesting stuff about the free childcare. So basically, Tories are in this rock and hard place, aren't they? Where they've got to be against immigration, but they've got to boost the economy. Now, we all know, those intelligent people in this country know, that how we boost the economy is getting all the vacancies and all the shortage of labour filled. Get tax money coming back into the government. Get production up. This is how we improve the economy. And of course, they can't be seen to get more immigration, which will fill the vacancies, the shortage of labour in this country. They can't do that. So they're encouraging mums to go out and work by providing better childcare. I don't think that's going to produce the millions of vacancies that we still need. They're going to have to increase immigration at the same point anyway. But they're in a catch-22. They need to increase immigration to sort out the economy, to get the vacancies filled, but they have to be against immigration for the right-wing nutjobs. And this is what they're balancing at the moment. I mean, I guess they will end up increasing stealth immigration, but they need to stop the boats. Stop the boats. You've seen this like conservative shout out there, or the picture about Labour won't stop the boats. Labour won't stop the boats. You've been in power for 13 years. You're not stopping the boats either. I mean, the mentalness. How many people see that sign? Labour won't stop the boats. How many people see that and go, oh God, they won't. Labour won't stop the boats. But when are they going to stop and think, hang on, well, neither of the Tories have been in power for 13 years. Oh, stop the boats. Stop the boats. Look, I'm in agreement that this needs to stop, of course, and obviously the logical way to do this is to set up the immigration centre in France, which the French have offered to do, and people can claim asylum for the UK in France, instead of letting them cross over on the boat and then putting them on a plane to Rwanda and then letting them do their asylum there. That's what they're doing, right? So we're going to spend millions and millions sending planes over to Rwanda when we could just set up a centre in France. But the Tories can't do that, of course, because that's seen as we're going to let them all in. That's what the right-wing conservative vote will be thinking. If we set up a centre in France to let these people claim asylum, then they'll all be accepted and they'll all come in. We have to go through the rigmarole of letting them come over on the boat and then sending them over to Rwanda. And this is the thing. Obviously, we need to sort this problem out. I don't want people coming on the boats. It's crazy dangerous and it's insane and it's not right. We just need to make better legal routes for people to come over, and that's how you wean out your people that shouldn't be coming here. This is the thing. They're all talking about they're coming from Albania or they're coming from safe countries. Well, if you put up a proper asylum centre where these people can claim asylum properly and go through the proper sentences and proper ways of doing it, then you're going to wean out the ones that don't deserve citizenship, and then you get the ones that deserve to be here. Anyway, I'm waffling on, but this is the thing. Stop the boats. This is Tories are perfect at this, aren't they? Slogans. They'll get all that right-wing vote back over again, won't they? I don't doubt it. Stop the boats. That's the number one concern of people in this country. Stop the boats. More homelessness than we've ever had in this country for decades. More people on food banks, more people hungry, more people can't pay their electric bills. A government that is insane with the amount of money that they waste. The list is endless. The test and trace, the PPE, the Rishi Sunak's dodgy policy of interest, paying interest on our loans, billions of pounds. They waste. And priority number one, stop the boats. Stop the boats. The boats. It's the boats. Yeah, but what about the hungry people? What about all this money that's being wasted by the government? No, the boats. The boats. The boats. How is that impacting your day-to-day life? Honestly, how are these boats? Look, government mishandling and the absolute economic mess failures of Liz Truss costing us billions of pounds, just complete and utter stupidity from this government that has made this economy so poor, Brexit, everything. That's what impacts my life. That's what makes my energy costs higher. That's what makes food in the shops higher. That's what makes my mortgage increase. What impact in your day-to-day life do the boats have? How do they impact you in your life? And this is seriously issue number one. There's a lot of people in this country. Issue number one. And then you hear statements like, how's it right that we pay all this money to Ukraine? We're giving Ukraine all this money, and Deirdre down the road is freezing cold and can't pay her electric bill. You heard this one? You heard this? I hear this all the time. I hear it all the time. You know what? They're not both mutually exclusive. You can do both. It's not like they're sitting in Parliament going, right, okay, so we got the choice. We can pay Deirdre's electric bill, or we can help fund Ukraine. Oh, shit. Oh, that's tough, isn't it? Should we do both? Oh, God, no, we can't do both. We can't do both. It's absolutely mental, but so many people think like this. And, you know, many different reasons for why they do it. Media, God, those bloody, I need to change these wiper bays, they're so screeching. There's many reasons to why people think like this, but people, I think the Daily Mail and stuff like that will put these ultimatums from people. I can see that as a headline right now, isn't it? Why are we funding Ukraine when Deirdre down the road can't pay an electric bill? They're not the only two options. We can help Deirdre with an electric bill and fund the Ukraine. If we actually had a government that didn't waste 90 billion when Liz Truss comes in, that didn't waste 32 billion on test and trace, didn't waste 38 million on interest loans. It wasn't corrupt as hell. Why is the headline, why is Deirdre unable to pay her electric bill, but yet government can waste billions of pounds? Now that's a headline that I'm on board with. But this is another thing that the right-wing media are really pushing, aren't they? They don't want us funding Ukraine. They really don't want us funding Ukraine. And I just don't understand what the difference is between when the Nazis invaded Poland in 1939 and when Russia in 2020 invaded Ukraine. What's the difference? I mean, these people that are calling to not fund Ukraine, would they be calling to not fund and not help out Poland during the Second World War? I mean, a European country is being invaded. And do you really think Russia are going to stop at Ukraine? You really think that? I mean, this is incredibly important to support Ukraine. Incredibly important. And just as important as well, I'm doing it myself, comparing Deirdre's electric bill. We can pay your electric bill, Deirdre. Don't worry, we can do it. We can do it, and we can fund Ukraine at the same time if we just stopped having this bloody insanely corrupt government. Ridiculously corrupt. Oh, God. Stop the boats. Stop the boats. Stop the boats. How do you stop people caring about this stuff? How do you do it? Because, what do you think? Do you think this tactic could work? I mean, because it looks kind of good at the moment for the Tories, to be honest. We know how short-term memories people have about politics. And, like I say, they seem to be looking after the wealthy with their latest budget. I don't know the ins and outs. Maybe someone can get into the comment section about it. But I know that it's very good for pensions and things. For those that are wealthy in this budget, they're really winning on this one, and they're trying to encourage more people, more mums to work to try and fill the void of the immigration. They're going hard on Rwanda. You know, it's kind of looking good for them. It's hard, but I could just see them squealing their way in with these boats. This boat nonsense, you know, because I mean, obviously, you guys know. I mean, there's no coincidence that all this stuff that's going on with Boris Johnson at the moment, making the Tories look really bad, there's no coincidence that suddenly the boats are back in the media again. It seems to be like every single time there's a complete screw up or fuck up with the Tories, the boats become big news again. You know, don't look at us, how bad we're running the country. Look at the boats. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? The boats. 13 years! 13 years in government, you pricks. Right, I think I'm out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Like I say, we'll see how the amount of content that I'm able to put out goes, but there will be a Van Man Talks channel, and there will be content coming out. The frequency, I don't know. The type of videos, I don't know, but there will be stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and staying subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate that as well. Till next time, take care.